Welcome everyone. Welcome returning and new subscribers. Welcome to the General Collective Energy Update. If you are interested in your own personal energy update during this message or any of the other lives, you'll have the information in the pinned message of the chat. As a matter of fact, let me just switch it so I can see the live chat. There we go. All right, so welcome. Just having a sip of my coffee. But we're gonna see what the energy is. So here we are, and here we go. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the galaxies. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the solar systems. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my angels and spirit guides and ancestors, gods and goddesses that protect, guide, flow through me as me for you all, us all, to have this communication, this spiritual divine communication, for us all to use our mind's eyes to see. Okay, ashe, ashe, ashe. So we're going to see what the energy is first. What is the energy for the collective? Starting with the energy oracle deck. Here we go. Energy oracle deck first. What is the energy surrounding the collective? This is a general collective energy update. Welcome on in. Seeing the sun card quite often. So blossoming abundance here. Happiness. Especially if you have been experiencing financial constraints, you could be coming across a caring connection that influences a breakthrough. Either the breakthrough comes from this person or the exchange of ideas allows you to step into this space of a breakthrough. When it comes to financial constraints, it could be a person, man holding a coin, has been placed on your journey for a particular reason. Could even be love here. Let's see what the energy is. Could be love. So that could be something that inspires you. Okay, 3344. 44 is woman holding a coin. Using the lessons you've learned, applying the wisdom that you've gained when it comes to understanding what it is that you love to do and why you love it. Basically knowing why you love the things that you love, knowing that love is unconditional. So yeah, definitely possibly experience a lot of stalling moments. 923 Libra energy, stalling moments in connections or partnerships. Two of Swords energy. But it took for you to take the blindfold off, and this could have been something that was hidden that also is connected to your self-worth, that has a connection to your possessions and finances, something that you've been all tied up in, but it had to go through a transformation. Yeah, we got the yin and the yang here, along with, door to personal healing and happiness. So when it comes to this financial constraint, it has a lot to do with your feelings and thoughts as it relates to situations that may have broken your heart in these moments where you may have felt that you were all tied up in, and then your response to that to build a solid foundation based on the balance between your divine feminine and your divine masculine, as you begin to pull in that validation that you used to seek outside of yourself. Now you're pulling in that validation inward, and you're allowing yourself to make decisions. And in doing so, this is when actions are happening. And now you're able to walk through doors. Before, you were just standing at doors because you may have been tied up in situations that kept you out of balance with your divine feminine, your divine masculine, or your Mars and Venus energy when we're speaking of natal charts. Again, if you find that this message right now is resonating with you and you want a personal energy update, you have the information right there in the pin. This is how we move it through these for the moment. So you already know what it is, but here we go. Collective general energy message. 922, 923 may be significant. 34 years of age could be significant. 13 to 34 years of age could be significant. in terms of broken heart moments, 13 to 34. to 34, but a lot shifted by the time you were 23. Okay. A lot shifted by the time you were 23. So that was Six of Swords energy, Mercury and Venus. Some of you may be in Aquarius, so this got something to do with an Aquarius. But definitely Six of Swords or 2-3 energy would be the universe literally pulling you out of murky waters into stable waters, and pulling you out of that may not have been a comfortable situation. You may have to do things that you didn't see yourself having to do or having to separate yourself from. For some of you, that's family or what you consider to be a happy family here. Under that, yeah, we got the Sun card, what you consider to be a happy family, not feeling appreciated. And going where you're appreciated once you're realizing what needs to shift that may have caused constraints. What else do we have here for the collective at this time? Some of you feel like you're at a crossroads when it comes to work. Here we go. All right. Wow. Door to value. Door to value. You're at the door of where everything is that you value is located. Some of you have already opened that door to value, but you didn't find this here because your values weren't connected to this expansion. Okay? Some of you walk through doors where you realize that what you value was more so of the wounded space. Okay? So these messages are general. If you decide that you want your own personal message, okay? These are general collective message, whatever spirit wants to make aware to you at that moment. You may have a question, but spirit is going to make aware to you what you must know at this current time. Okay? So follow the instructions there in the pin if you are interested in your own personal message, general message. Door to value. Just have to clear that energy up really quickly again there. Okay. Yep, following the guidance of the vision. We have Archangel Metatron coming out here for us all. All right, number 40. So here we're having a chat about foundations. So we have here clarity of thought when it comes to Metatron and personal vision. This is a very powerful Archangel Metatron. This very powerful Archangel Metatron brings brilliant indigo vibrations to your brow chakra or third eye, which is the pineal gland, is it going to say? No. It's the center devoted to insight and clear thought. When this card appears upright, which is at the foundation of the message at this time, it indicates a much greater clarity in your thought process and an expanded perspective toward broader horizons. Okay? So you're gaining much clarity now here, collective, in your thought process. That's huge because this allows you to take action. Usually when your mind, or let's say your thoughts here are clouded, you find yourself becoming more stagnant until you allow yourself to pause, take a deep breath so you can clear whatever clouds or lack of clarity there is simply through breathing, by creating that airway or that, that space for things to move. You know what I mean? So it says here, some new perceptions are taking hold. Wow. And the clouds of confusion are clearing. In some ways, this could be a new beginning, for you're on your way to developing a deeper insight about what's going on in your life and why. Okay, as we beginning to say in the beginning of the live, like you gaining a greater understanding of what it is that you love as you continue to take the lid off of Pandora's box to experience unconditional love, because it's been a very strong programming to express the necessity of love, but not from the unconditional aspect, as there has been so many texts or tools of beliefs that instill fear and doubt, which isn't a part of unconditional love. You know what I mean? In terms of when you're in a space of unconditional love, you're not in a space of fear. You're not in a space of doubt. Okay. You feel like you have this ability to fly and soar. There's a certain type of, I guess you could say, yeah, mechanism that happens within birds. Well, they're not machines, but move through systems. Anyway, the way the birds are able to fly is because there's a certain belief within them that goes off that allows that to happen. It's a way of being. May not be too much of a focus for them of what they're doing. They're just being themselves. Okay, so another part of this I'm getting, like it says here, in some ways this cloud could be a new beginning or your way to developing a deeper insight about what's going on in your life and why. Now is the time to focus on your personal vision. What do you want your life to look like in the years ahead? Okay, some of you may have encountered, certain tower moments where you're realizing where you may have blocked yourself from seeing this final part of having a deeper insight about what's going on in your life and why, due to denying difficulties of what you may have to observe and see clearly in order to know what's going on in your life and why. Okay, so it says here, create a clear picture of that and support it with your daily thoughts. And that is, what do you want your life to look like in the years ahead? The insight you need, anything that you need is something that you're lacking. So therefore, seek and you will find it. The insight you need to create a vibrant life is available to you now. Okay, it doesn't matter what was going on prior to you stepping into this message. Know this for sure. Okay, the insight you need to create a vibrant, if it was already vibrant before you got here, let's make it more vibrant. Okay, the insight you need to create a vibrant life is available to you now. The affirmation of the sixth chakra. My sixth chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. My personal vision guides me and my thoughts are peaceful and clear. My sixth chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. My personal vision guides me and my thoughts are peaceful and clear. So when it comes to this, okay, figuring out what is and why, what is the energy surrounding this influence, Archangel Metatron for the collective, what is the, oh wow, you got the healer of the ages and you have Archangel Gabriel collective. This is a very strong message now, okay, because I'm feeling now some of you walking through the door to spirit. Is this that card? No, it's the other Archangel though. Oh, wow. Okay, what's under this? Attachment to community. Okay, age of knowing, age of Aquarius, friendships, social relationships could be what this is speaking of here. Okay, but let me see something. Got the yin and the yang, healer of the ages. Let me just see what Aquarius is doing right now. Let's see here. We are in a last quarter phase of the moon, or third quarter. which is about reevaluating, balancing, and trusting. Okay? And in the sign of Capricorn, if you haven't, the great app to follow what's going on is time passages. It says here, Moon in Capricorn, 12 degrees. The restraint of your emotions can be used to your advantage in the sense that you are not going to be easily distracted by your feelings. So to have this come out, this is basically you being able to see all that was helping and that which was a disadvantage or not helping. And for some of you, what wasn't helping you along your path could be something that triggers a much deeper wound. But with the moon in Capricorn, okay, you won't be so easily distracted by your feelings. So hey, you can use that as a one-up. Let me know. Let me see when the moon is in Capricorn, or even more so in the third quarter phase, for me to reevaluate, find balance, and trust, because you can literally in this space go through an experience of having a heated conversation that leads to the clarity that you were seeking, or may have possibly been beaten around the bush to do so. You feel me? So let's see here, Healer of the Ages message. This powerful being brings the force of ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and heart, flowing to you with love and a powerful healing intention. So now we have the subject of intention, Healer of the Ages. You got to know what it is, because one thing about the universe, it knows of your deepest intentions. And that's possibly what you're subconsciously aware of. Subconsciously, but consciously aware of. It's like being in between worlds. That's what's most active right now, is what it seems like. That in between world thoughts and feelings is what's most active and what's coming to the forefront. So here we have the Healer of the Ages, okay, flowing to you with love and a powerful healing intention. This amazing entity is with you now, bringing resolution to physical, mental, and emotional ills, helping you to unblock stuck energy and revitalize your life force. You may have felt this strong presence recently, or you may just be opening to the wonderful sensations now. That's fair enough, because we're approaching Taurus season right after this, which is about your senses. It's connected to your senses. Okay. And your senses will definitely be going through an awakening as it relates to you applying the wisdom that's probably been sitting there for some time. But now with this Taurian, wow, you got the North Node in Taurus, which is basically the purpose of the collective, or the focal point of the collective, North Node in Taurus. And then stepping into Taurus season. That's where you really feel that presence of this energy here, helping you to unblock any stuck energy in order for you to revitalize your life force. You may have felt this strong presence recently, or you may just be opening to the wonderful sensations now. You can call upon this emissary of miraculous transformation whenever you need vitality, balance, and renewal. Know that at the deepest level, an important healing is taking place. Okay? I'm going to read this message also. It's the reversed message, but I feel like this can help bring what Archangel Metatron was also saying in terms of seeing what is and why. Okay, so in moments that you've been feeling extremely out of sorts, or even upside down in your own life, is the moment that you're in the midst of a transformation, while in the midst of a physical problem, or just feeling as though you're losing energy. But with this message here, Okay, it's telling you that there are deeper levels of healing that need to be addressed. So this is what I mean. If things keep coming back, then obviously something needs to be addressed to get it taken care of here. All right, so it says take some time to regroup and put your own healing first. This is another moment where you have to pay attention to those around you when you put your own healing first, the response to it, and also your response to the response that you receive. Okay. Mm-mm. I cannot deal. Literally, get off mind is what it's saying. Tell me. It says, quiet your mind and feel the vibrations of the healer of the ages that you consider to be, or what you go to when things become overwhelming. Quiet your mind and feel the vibrations that bring you warmth and healing light, clearing away any dark or hurting space. Repeat this meditation and be patient. Yet also know that divine love can heal you in the blink of belief. Wow, divine love can heal you in the blink of belief. So you see where, these belief systems where you really have to decondition yourself from certain belief systems, because it does influence your thoughts, which influences your reality and the experience that you have, that creates these feelings from the experiences that you're having. You know what I mean? The affirmation for the healer of the ages. The powerful healing of eternal love is with me now and always. Divine consciousness fills every cell. Now, cell nutrition also connects to Jupiter's energy. So it says here, divine consciousness fills every cell. So the more conscious you are of that pure divine energy, putting all of these texts that have been used to separate humanity by instilling doubt and fear, but really seeing the message from a metaphysical, esoteric value, that was just 2222 on the timer. Okay. There can be moments where, like I said, for the healer of the ages, where you could be feeling extremely out of sorts. Now, that energy is the Eight of Swords, but the Eight of Swords is also a portal, okay? Because the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups, when we're speaking of the Gregorian calendar, they fall under the same dates. So the moment where you feel like it's a thin line between, man, it really is a thin line between action that you take based on the ego and action that you take based on your spirit. It's a very thin line. So that's the beauty of your shadow work. So you can get to know both and know when you're truly centered, or getting to know your Vesta's energy, as we were saying in the message from the other day. Let's look at the astrology coming up with this. Look at that, Vesta. The Vesta in your natal chart is basically like the sun in the solar system. But let's see, healer of the ages, Archangel Metatron and Archangel Gabriel. So remember, we were speaking of the Six of Swords. Some of you are going to have conversations or express yourself in ways that you in your own physical, logical ways would not do so, but your spirit will literally take you there, because it's being guided by the soul and it has answered the call to the soul. So now there is a connection. Okay, so let's see. What is this? So more about this for the collective. Wow, the fifth house. So this is talking about the area of your life where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. You have the healer of the ages. That makes sense, because you got Yes, it do make sense. With Archangel Metatron and Healer of the Ages, you can't get in your way. There's nothing that will be able to get in your way because the portal has opened for your moment. Everybody has a different moment when it's time for them to shift. Okay? But the stars have definitely, it seems like they have combusted from the precise connection that they have had. Okay? With the fifth house coming out here. Let me look at that. You got the seventh house coming out, which talks about the area of your life that is about long-term significant partners, whether it be romantic, business, or family. Healer of the Ages is coming out here with Archangel Metatron. Okay. Archangel Metatron, all right. Let's say if you're struggling with that message about developing a deeper insight of what's going on, it says here that Archangel Metatron admonishes you to get clear. You may have been lost in confusion and had uncleared or distorted thinking. But even if this state of mental chaos has been going on for quite some time, your lack of personal direction can be turned around. Take off the blinders and widen your perspective. Visualize the life you want to live and the person you want to be, and make that your intention. It's time to break out of the old toxic thought patterns, whether they be habits of worry, doubt, or self criticism. It's also time to develop a clearer, healthier vision of how you perceive yourself and what you want your daily life to look like. Know that you are in charge of making it so. Meditate on Metatron's strong presence in your brow center and see a beautiful indigo light spinning there. Affirm that you are creating a new clarity and sense of direction. You have all the power you need to create a strong personal vision that will guide you on your path. Make that a priority now. All right. So let me go ahead and I'm going to grab the Egyptian Tarot to clarify this. Clarify this for the collective, your spirit, source, infinite, creator of all. Highest form of spirit within me, connected to the divine. What is the message here to clarify this? Okay. We have the moon. Okay, new moon in Aries is coming up. Let's get a moon card. There's definitely new moon in Aries. It's time to take action on whatever this is that you've been holding yourself back from doing or saying. Okay. It's time to get clear. Like Metatron said, it's time to get clear. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a moment to get clear. You have issues getting clear about something when your ego is attached to the experience. As long as your ego is attached to the experience, you're not going to get clear. You're going to think something keeps happening to you. And that defeats the purpose of why you're even here. You're here for your soul to evolve. The soul is going to experience a lot. But if you allow your physical body without embracing the spirit or the soul, you're going to keep thinking shit's happening to you, not born through you. Moon's message. And I say that with love. I say that with the utmost love. For real, for real. Let me see what the moon has to say here about this. Now, the moon, okay, the moon's energy in this deck, all right, because it has some esoteric meanings to this in here. The moon's message in this deck, okay, the moon could even be about strong, intense emotions that have yet to be revealed, or this could be just something hidden from you, or this could even be you embodying yourself along with your mother and your grandmother, or embodying the maiden, the mother, and the crone. What that means, or what those three, how those three influence you. Is there something that needs to be adjusted? If so, get it done pretty much. So we have here the moon in this deck talks about disappointment, false security, in no ways protects one from hidden danger. Visions, eccentricity, traps, dreams, and sincere relationships. So, yeah, some of you could be getting clear about these insincere relationships. All right. For some of you, having this energy around is what's blocking you from what you would consider your greatest form of success, or allowing that to have a never expanding flow. Okay. Like, it's really time to be aware of what that means. Like, we may want to do certain things in our lives and go certain places, but as long as we're connected to certain energies that are not in place or in connection to where we're going, to keep us in alignment, especially if where we're going requires a precise, like, let's say, like a precise hand to connect something. That's kind of like what this is pulling through. Okay, could definitely be something that you have been going back and forth on here. Definitely been going back and forth. Ace of Pentacles. We got Five of Pentacles energy that matches to that. So the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles share the same energy in terms of the dates. For some of you, it may be significant, which is April 22nd to the 27th. Okay. Some of you could have, some of you could be ruled by Mercury when it comes to your chart. That could be a dominant planet, Mercury. So the way you think really does have to be balanced. Really does have to be balanced. So this sounds like a Libra undergoing a lot of, doesn't have to be a Libra, but this is, if I'm saying Libra, Libra energy talks about the area of your life that is about long-term significant partners. So you may encounter a lot of short-term insignificant partners to get to see this clearly. Opposite polarity, when we're allowing life to occur through both the ego and the spirit, we are now able to take on more, take on more in terms of challenges that you encounter, to gain wisdom or further insight as to what you're in. Because once you start something, you're going to want to know what to do next. Kind of like a manual. It's not that you don't know, because I just said I don't know. Let's see here. We have your dreams need a practical plan. Okay. Some of you may not know what to do. Start there. Be okay with that. 33:30 on the timer. If you don't know what to do, start there when it comes to getting clear about something. Because sometimes you'll find yourself doing so many other things, not knowing what you want to do, and you're actually just digging yourself a hole. The answers you need are coming is at the bottom of the deck here. Your dreams need a practical plan, the moon is saying, though. Or it could be like being more real with yourself. And look what we got. There it is. New moon in Aries. It's time to take action. When it comes to what? It's time to take action. When it comes to what? Conclusions are within reach. When it comes to taking action, the next card that comes out, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse, which is happening in May. May 16th will be full moon eclipse. Things could be in process right now of what's clearing up, and you're getting clearer on what the plan is, being more practical. It's like one situation leads to the next. So you may not see it then, but there could be something that throws you off, but it actually catapults you forward. But I feel like that quantum leap or that catapult forward has a lot to do with the way you see it, the way you respond to it. Okay? The way you respond to it. Your commitment is being tested at the bottom of the deck, which is the first quarter moon. First quarter talks about challenges, confidence, and commitment. Now, okay, y'all give me a second. I want to see when this next moon comes through. Hold on. First quarter phase, we'll be looking at let me see. Gotta go to April. Okay. That will be the 9th of April, 4/9. The moon will be in Cancer. Okay. So the moon is going to be in Cancer. With the foundation of this may have something to do with something that you closed out or have forgiven during the full moon in Cancer, which was January 17, was it? Yeah, January 17. Let me just see. April 9th, since this is the message of the collective. April 9th, which is a Saturday. Saturn rules Saturn Day. This could be related to your home. The moon would be in Cancer at 22 degrees on that day. Let me look at let's see. Cancer 22 degrees, bunches of watercress growing by a cool spring. So that day, the collective subconscious energy, it says your commitment is being tested. Spacious, making room for worlds to be born, new life to arise, the fount of existence to be tapped, the center of things to become vital again. A global sensibility, a universal dream, a brotherhood, sisterhood, vision, repopulate the world with vital, fresh beings to find the place inside that is sustaining a renewing and to give it forth abundantly. Yeah, that's definitely okay. It's like you wanted to be on this journey. Nothing is yet set in stone. Have faith in your dreams. You want to be on this journey. The time is coming to be on this journey. Your commitment is being tested to see how much you truly want to be on it. The time is coming to be on it. Let's see here. A certain spirit of destiny, breakthroughs, something different previously unsuspected. That's literally the next line, bro. Okay. It says a global sensibility, a universal dream, a brotherhood, sisterhood, vision to repopulate the world with vital, fresh beings, to find the place inside that is sustaining and renewing, and to give it forth abundantly. A certain spirit of destiny, breakthroughs, something different previously unsuspected, diving for the eternal waters, and here they are, if they are called in at full power. The one given the task to refocus the shared aspiration to bring us all together. Okay. That's the certain spirit of destiny, breakthroughs, the one given the task to refocus, the shared aspiration to bring us all together. You have an utterly engaging quality that cannot be denied once it fully arises, with the most memorable of touches and looks. Mhm. To whom much is given, much is required. The presence of the great goddess force at every level, accessible if dreamed up and invited in. Okay. The cracking through at the peak time and place, all is revitalized. Everything forgotten comes on the spiral to the next octave and is released into the celebration of being. Now, the next thing let me see, the higher octave of another feminine energy or planet would be higher octave of Venus is Neptune. Okay. And Neptune is your divine, is your, the part of you that connects to the divine is your Neptune energy. And it says here for April 9th, this is what I'm reading right now. This is the energy of April 9th because the moon will be in Cancer. All right. So, in terms of your commitment to, as it says here, the great goddess force, like, oh, wow, like we were talking about the moon's energy, that this could be connected to how some of you perceive it as it relates to what your life force is as you, your mother, your grandmother, and so on and so forth. Because it's them that bring forth, for us, the feminine energy that brings forth life. That is the portal to bring in life. Okay, so viewing those portals, because every portal that you pass through or go through, there are remnants of that portal that become you. All right, so all right, your commitment is being tested. There was another one here. Conclusions are within reach, and we have you're very close to achieving your goal. Very close to achieving your goal. Now, this energy right here, this gibbous moon, is after the first quarter phase. After the first quarter phase, you have the waxing gibbous, which is about tweaking, honing, and adjusting. What is the energy of adjustment here for the collective as they're getting closer to achieving their goals? What is, okay? Tweak, hone, and adjust. We have goddess of the moon, again with the moon's energy. Okay, trusting what's being revealed to you when it comes to what you're understanding now about what it is that you love. Like we were talking about before, we got the angel of balance, the sun, and anxiety. So the closer you get to where you're going, the more these experiences that may come across as doubt, fear, and anxiety are going to pop up again to distract you, but don't get distracted. See it for what it is. You're very close to achieving your goal. Very close to achieving your goal. Things are being balanced out. And in the same token, you could also be feeling like if things aren't moving, but there are things moving behind the scenes. That's the third archangel you got here. Second one out, the third one showing itself. Fourth, rather. And then you had, what was it? The sixth. So it's all about holding your vision. It's time to take action. Continue to hold your vision. The closer you get to your vision, the more you may encounter in terms of distractions. Don't let your past hold you back. Just keep moving forward. Don't let your past hold you back. Keep moving forward. Clarify that with the tarot. Yep. Don't let your past hold you back. Keep moving forward. Queen of Swords comes out. You see that? You see how she moving forward. 4422. It's not that she's emotionally disconnected, but definitely more aware. If you're resonating with this message right now, go ahead and show some love by liking this video. I appreciate you all for being here, for real. But we got the Queen of Swords coming out. The Empress still here at the bottom of the deck. All right. We got the Queen of Swords. What's she talking about in this deck? Queen of Swords speaks of the Lady of Revenge. Wow. Difficult character, sterility, rancor, loss. Yeah, don't do anything that's going to have you, you know, living the life of sorrow, pains, and regrets still. Like, you know what you may have sorrow, pains, and regrets about, but why keep reliving them without a solution? That's only going to cause more anxiety. Okay, it's only going to cause more anxiety because I feel like this anxiety is a result of your future self calling you, but you want to stay stuck in the past. Two of Swords, wanting to stay stuck in the past. You see 3 swords right here. This is definitely learning the lesson, going through obstacles and challenges. Saturn in Libra, going through obstacles and challenges for you to become wiser. And the wisdom that you're gaining through these confrontational partnerships that you may have experiences, getting to know more about yourself, getting to know more about what you're not going to tolerate and what it is that you are willing to handle. And because there are certain things you're not going to tolerate and what you're willing to handle, there are certain situations you're not going to present yourself in because it's not doing either or. If it's something that you don't tolerate, you're not going to be around it. If it's something that you know you can handle, but it's not in your jurisdiction to even handle it, you're not going to be there. Because it has nothing to do with you type of thing, you know what I mean? So this is kind of like really being more mindful of yourself and where you go, knowing that about yourself. Remember, we're not here to be understood by anyone but who? Ourselves. Yeah, another Saturn energy. Well, this would be the moon, actually, and then we have Saturn. So moon and Saturn. So there could definitely be something that has been hidden. And because it's been hidden, that's been part of the intention of every decision and action taken until the steps are traced backwards to clear up anything that could have you operating from, you know, the caliber that you have, anything less than that, anything that causes you to operate less than who you are. It could be a result of something that you have allowed to happen because of a belief. And the more experiences you go through and the more knowledge you gain about yourself, you start to become clearer, right? Making things clear as to why you even went on this path. Okay? Because some of you may have, you experienced something. Doesn't matter when it is, but that experience led you to doing this next, and that next. Right? So this is why it's important to reconnect with that inner child. That's the space that creates endlessly. I would rather say infinitely, because it's always in this state of imagination. Right? What do we have here? Wow, divine intervention, the wheel. Let me see what's at the bottom. The Five of Pentacles. Here we go. Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles share the same energy. So for some of you, this could be the change in events that could be happening here. Change of events, stability, beginning of prosperity. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra. Libra could be significant. April 22nd to April 27th. Numbers 1, 69, 15, and 6. But definitely after a point of feeling left out or like things weren't moving, the wheel is going to turn and you're going to see yourself literally go from 0 to 100 when it comes to your achievements. Because like it says, tweak, hone, and adjust. Okay, for you're very close to achieving your goals. So there just could be certain things that you may have to tweak, or even, certain things that you may have to tweak that allows you to take the next step. Because there could be one situation that you're not taking a part in, and it's leading into you not doing something else. So let's say something as simple as, okay, so for some people to get inspired about working out, if they don't have new workout clothes, they're not going to do it. So it's like that type of connection, like one thing leads into the next type of thing. All right, so let's see what else we got going on here. Let me get one more. Wow, Ace of Cups. There we go. That's that portal of the Ace of Swords, Eight of Swords. All right, so the Ace of Cups talks about May 22nd to May 27th, and it signifies unconditional love, new relationships, good health and well being, deep feelings, nourishment, intimacy, spiritual fulfillment and enlightenment, compassion. Now, we are in Aries season. So the season of compassion has kind of like slowed down a bit there because the sun is in Aries now. That's the god of war. It's Mars energy. Nonetheless, though, let me see. We still got Jupiter in Pisces and Mercury is in Pisces. Neptune is in Pisces. Yeah. Let me see. The moon right now is actually trining Uranus. Which brings a cooperation, as it says on Time Passages, a cooperation between emotions and insight, with also some slight potential for emotional instability. So, at the same token that you're able, okay, to clear things up or to become clear about things, is the same moment that there's a potential for instability. Because you're presented with the potential to experience an emotional awakening, energy in motion, awakening. Sounds like a Kundalini rising energy that's happening, or sudden turn of events that allows breakthroughs. And that's what we were reading about for April 9th, moon in Cancer, as we did see the card of your commitment is being tested, because that will be when we'll have what is it? First quarter? Yeah. First quarter, the moon will be in Cancer based off of this message. Again, all these messages are timeless because you can sit here and have this same experience for same moon placements a few years from now. But let's look at the moon's energy right quick. Let me get this moon energy right quick. Moon in Capricorn 13. The polar opposite to Capricorn is Cancerian energy, which is the moon. So, okay. Okay. So it seems like the physical body of the collective is really connecting to these experiences of past lives. Huh. Okay. Yeah, the polar opposite to the moon's energy right now. Right now, the moon is in Capricorn, 13 degrees. Polar opposite is Cancer at 13 degrees. And it talks about many voices singing different songs at the same time. When you touch into a place where timelessness prevails, you're greeted by all the many selves simultaneously here now. If you can make room for them, the music they make will prove to be innovative and extraordinary. Now, this is the energy of the polarity of where the moon is right now. Okay. And remember, for us to go where we're going, we experience the opposite polarity first as our soul is evolving. So to get a better understanding of the collective's subconscious at this time is the message of the Cancerian 13 degrees info that I'm reading right now to you. Okay. It says when you touch into a place where timelessness prevails, you're greeted by all the many selves simultaneously here now. If you can make room for them all, the music they make will prove to be innovative and extraordinary. But if you start to have preferences for some of them over the others, they will compete and clamor and generate dissonance. And it's the same that happens for your experience. If you think one experience was if you think one experience was more important than another when they're actually all connected, this is what this is saying. You're going to create or generate dissonance amongst them all. Okay. It takes a generous and wide open spirit to be able to contain all that you wish to bring through. It is so easy and tempting, so hard to resist thinking in those ways that label parts of self wonderful and parts of self terrible, parts of the world optimal and parts of the world trouble all the way. And if you take the overrich mix of your greatly full nature and start to pick apart the pulses from the pluses from the minuses, a volatile, seething, and quite overly fermentive brew will be produced. Okay, so it says here, if you take the over-rich mix of your greatly full nature and start to pick apart the pluses from the minuses, a volatile, seething, and quite overly fermentive brew will be produced. You cannot afford judgments and arbitrary distinctions, biases, and special taste when facing a larger than life world which can come together only if you have no idea how and let the music play however it will. And if you are somebody with the North Node in Pisces, beloved, yeah, definitely. Let me give you all the literature on Capricorn. Okay. So we can see what we just read as the foundation of where the moon is right now, where the Capricorn energy is pulling from the physical experience to send a message to the spirit like, hey, this is what's left. Let's send in this experience so that way the soul can evolve based on the spirit's moment that it wants to connect to a higher form of self or that person. It says Capricorn 13. It says a very old, wrinkled, brown paper sack. Use and misuse, taking advantage of your own beast of burden, endurance to get the most out of yourself you possibly can. Extracting productive results from all other factors and fixating upon these. Eventually, you get what you put it into. You eventually get what you put into it. And if there is a self-exploitive or a darkly abusive side to your way of operating, it generates the karma of aging and death and blight. It becomes crucial to develop against the grain, compassion, and all gentler feelings, because if unchecked, the heavy-handed self-demand to make the world work better at all costs will decimate the inner self. If these messages that have been coming out thus far ain't connected to that moon's message that we just read, this is what this channel is about. We connect to what's going on as above, so below. As above, so below. Nothing less. Certainly more, because we're here to evolve. Certainly more. You feel me? But let's see what source wants you all to focus on at this moment. And we'll close the message there. And I'll be right back. Okay? And we'll be back after these messages. What do you want the collective to focus on now? Forever expansion. What would you like the collective to focus on now? Here we go. Okay. Back to Libra again. So going back to partnerships. But Source would like for you all that have stayed up until this point, if this message has been resonating with you, moving forward, the energy around you is diplomatic and gracious, especially if you have been watching this message and it's been allowing you to, sift through what needs to be cleared and what you can take to keep moving forward. Because that's also what this channel is about, is sifting through what no longer serves you and taking from that what does, so you can keep evolving, period. Now, it also says that the energy around you seeks harmony and balance in relationships. And if the energy around you is seeking harmony, it's because it knows it has gone through certain challenges that has tested what they're willing to take a risk on when it comes to experiencing love or balance and harmony in relationships. But the card you have coming out here, Source wants you to focus on the 9th house area of your natal chart or your life at this time, which talks about the area of your life where you are broadening your horizons, either spiritually, academically, or on a long journey. I'm going to give you some more info on that right here. Some of you could have a planet in the sign of Libra in the 9th house. But this is definitely someone who is mindful of the energies that they're surrounded by as they continue to broaden their horizons. So there is an element of detachment here, which actually connects you to relationships that are balanced and harmonized, because there is an attachment that causes unhealthy codependency. But the 9th house it says here, when the 9th house is involved, you need to find the answer to what is beyond your sight. That's where Metatron came in also, getting clear. All right, so it says, what lies over the horizon? Okay. Let me see something. It says you need to find the answer to what is beyond your sight. Collective energy. What is beyond the collective sight here to assist with this? What is beyond the collective sight to assist with this? What is beyond the collective sight to assist with this? Capricorn, what is beyond the collective sight to assist with this is the energy around you that is serious, materialistic, and hardworking. It bestows shrewdness and cautious ambition. So being cautious, being mindful what you're ambitious about. We have Gemini at the bottom of the deck. So Gemini, Capricorn could be of assistance to some of you when it comes to this 9th house energy. And as we see here, the 9th house says when the 9th house is involved, you need to find the answer to what is beyond your sight. And again, for some of you, Gemini, Capricorn could be the source that can get you to the answer that is beyond your sight. Big time. What lies over the horizon? What lies over the horizon? You can ask this question of the world around you, which you can then explore by traveling far and wide. Or you can ask the question academically and take a course of higher learning. Some of you could be taking courses in communication or business courses. It says horizons can also be spiritual, in which case you will want to understand the meaning of life and whether there is a God. Does an intelligent, conscious creator exist in the universe? What lies beyond life? It says here. These sorts of questions lead to an urgent quest to find your own truth. You have to keep searching on and on until you find it. In so doing, you may consult different religions or faith systems or encounter different cultures. The image on this card is that the Buddhist Guanyin goddess who observes the sounds of the world. And then we got that goddess energy as we were reading Capricorn and Cancerian energy at 13 degrees. 13 could be highly significant. There's sun over here. A peculiar feature of this area of your life is how very refined and meaningful it must be. Only the most pure and exquisite truth will do. You will need to be absolutely sure that what you are learning is authentic and genuine, and in this you may be uncompromising. Okay, it says here, only the most pure and exquisite truth will do when it comes to the area of your life as it pertains to the ninth house. In broadening your horizons, either spiritually, academically, or on a long journey, only the most pure and exquisite truth will do. You will need to be absolutely sure that what you are learning is authentic and genuine, and in this you may be uncompromising. Okay? This is separating yourself from the status quo, basically. All right. So it says, so you keep searching on, moving forward, making another connection, absorbing, and then wanting more. It never ends. Eventually, you may have to teach, whether this is in academic circles or spiritual ones. And in this way, you keep on refining and perfecting your beliefs. If you have drawn this house card, you may encounter a religious or spiritual event or be attending an academic gathering. Equally, you may be preparing for a holiday or a long trip abroad. Either way, your encounter will produce rewards that will in some way add rich meaning to your life. And for some of you, this could definitely have to do with a connection that you may build with a Gemini or a Capricorn here. Gemini rising, Capricorn moon is coming through on this. All right. But yes, y'all, let's close this section off. All right, and I'll be back for any of you who would want your own personal energy updates whenever you see me go live. That's how we gonna do this, okay? Either here on Instagram. Just keep note that these are posted videos. So in doing so, you agree to have your video posted. There are cases where I do say, I'm going to keep this up for 24 hours, but this one I'm more than likely going to keep up. Granted, this is just a collective one. We're moving forward. I'll let you know, The purpose changes throughout the days because the circumstances and conditions throughout the days are shifting. The vision, however, is one thing, but the purpose, why you're doing what you're doing, it more than likely is going to connect to what is around and within you collectively and use in harmony. The sea turtle. Survival, ancient wisdom, endurance. You're being guided to clean out your emotional closet, confront your fears, and expand your senses of self. Your mind, body, and soul are intricately intertwined. It's not how you start or how fast you go, but rather how you follow through and execute your plans that will bring you your heart's desires. That is your message for this current energy collective update. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you on the next live shortly. And again, I am open for personal readings offline, off YouTube. They are actually Zoom recorded readings, so you do receive the replay of that, so that way you can, those messages, they may not happen initially right at that moment. They may be something that you come back to and realize, oh, okay, boom, boom, boom. But yes, I am open for personal readings, and I'll see you next time.